Yo, what up, bro?
Welcome to the couch, my boy.
Let's go.
This is Ryan.
You work here? You work with?
Yeah, this is our couch.
Let's go.
Yeah, we're on.
Ryan
What's up? What are we talking?
is a future world champion MMA
That's the
fighter.
plan, baby. That's the plan.
That's so
He's-
fucking scary, honestly. you could beat the shit out of me, yeah?
Honestly, what happens in the gym stays in the gym.
But you could.
I mean,
Are you humble?
you know what Bruce Lee once said? He said,
Be
like
like water,
water?
my friend.
well, he did say that, but he also said like, if I said I was if I said I was good, I'd be boasting, and if I said I was bad, well, I'd be lying.
Yeah.
So
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right, I'm into it. That's crazy. So, like, when did you start doing that? Like, have you always been a fighter?
when I was younger, I was boxing. You know, just a kid fucking around, hitting the bag, drinking fruit punch or soda in between rounds.
Yeah.
Then when I was younger, when I was 16, I got sent to boot camp. I was just involved with gangs, doing stupid shit in the streets. Just had my energy in the wrong direction. So I got sent to boot camp. I spent 8 months there, and they changed my life. They put me in the right direction, and as soon as I got out, immediately I moved to Florida to make sure I stayed on the right direction, on the right path, and I started training martial arts full time. Pretty much, other than like, you know, obviously I was still in school.
Yeah.
But I was
Sounds
totally
like a great way to channel that energy.
Yeah, it was good to just be around good people. You know, I had good mentors that just forced me to do the right thing.
Yeah.
Not that I was already on that path of doing the right thing, but you know, being around like-minded people just continued putting me in that same direction. Yep.
That's awesome.
This is I mean, that's a great story, first off. Like, your life story. Do you view fighting or MMA, martial arts, more as, I don't even know how to frame this, like more as an actual art form, or when you're in there, do you feel like, no, I'm here and I'm fighting?
I think it's both. I think there's an art to everything that you do in life. There's an art to, you know, like even this, like you literally have a couch in the front of Penn Station in Madison Square Garden. There's an art to that. There's a charm to it. People walk past, for the most part, a lot of New Yorkers are kind of just minding their business. They're used to like fucking crazy people on the trains taking shits in front of them or screaming at them or random shit. But you see something like this, it's kind of like, oh, this is kind of cool. Who knows?
Yeah.
Let's see what we can do here. And you guys channeled that concept of changing the narrative, and I stumbled upon it and saw its value.
Yeah.
I love it.
So
Nice. Wait, do you have an upcoming fight? Like, is there something going on? Is there something we can watch?
yeah, June 28th, live in Patchogue, Long Island for a Flex Fight Series. That's where the next one's gonna be.
All right.
Representing Team Longo MMA, and we're gonna do what we know how to do.
What's
we do it real well.
So what's the 5 years world champion? What's the like ramp up to that? You have a few fights now, then you debut pro. How many fights a year?
Well, I was boxing for a long time, and when I was boxing, I was fighting minimum once a month minimum. So ideally, in MMA, it seems to be a little different.
Longer periods of rest, no?
Yeah, there seems to be that case. I think after this fight, I'd like to ideally fight once every 2 months, 3 months max. But 2 months is like ideal.
Yeah.
Because I'm as long as I'm healthy, there's no reason why we shouldn't be in there getting the experience.
Yeah.
And, you know, just getting better. I'm obsessed with getting better. Totally obsessed in every aspect of my life.
How about it?
Let's go. That's New York. As New York as it gets. Boombox with the Brunson jersey.
Yeah.
You know?
That's an awesome boombox. When's the last time you saw a boombox like that? That belongs on the shoulder, though. You know what I mean? That deserves to be clear.
It probably was
That's
up
facts.
there. And
Old
it's going
school.
back up there soon.
Awesome.
So, I have followed and listened to podcasts with a bunch of big jiu-jitsu people, and they argue that you can't be world champion without, or like be top of the game without being really good at BJJ, like taking people to the ground. You're coming from the complete opposite side of that.
Well,
boxing.
It's funny because before I started boxing, I was doing MMA. I was wrestling in high school.
Okay.
And I I went to the boxing gym. Well, at first I met this former world champion, Rafael Vasquez. He lived in my neighborhood. My best friend John, shout out John. He told me like, yo, that dude's a world champion. So I was like, oh shit, yo, that's crazy. So I met him, we spoke, and at that point I dropped out of high school. I ended up getting my GED and graduating, going to college, all that shit, and I graduated college too. Shout out to BMCC.
Nice.
And after that, like but at the time he was like kind of disappointed. He just met me, he's like, oh, you know, like, I don't like that you just dropped out of school. You want to be a fighter? That's kind of crazy. You want to get into boxing? I was doing MMA at the time. I wanted to get better hands for MMA. And, you know, he's like, all right, come to the gym. So he sent me to East New York, Star City Boxing Gym. And then my coach, Chance, I love you, Chance. That's like my New York dad. He moved back to Guyana because he wanted a change in pace. But he was like, yo, if you want to win the Golden Gloves, you got to stop all that bullshit you're doing and just box. So I was like, all right, I'll just listen to what you're doing because you obviously know more than me. You won the Golden Gloves. You've built Golden Glove champions. So I'm gonna just do exactly what you do. So that's what I did. Unfortunately, I got silver in the finals. In the last ever Golden Gloves, 2017. There's no more Golden Gloves.
Whoa.
Wow.
So yeah, there's no more Golden Gloves. So I fought in the last ever, the finals. I got silver. Fought a really experienced opponent. Shout out Henry Clare. That's my homie. You know. But yeah.
What scope of the guy? Do you know anything
I
about
don't know
Golden
anything.
Gloves?
Honestly, I was
Explain
very
it.
impressed with your question about jiu-jitsu and all.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Jiu-jitsu's kind of mainstream though. I don't know if that is. Anyway, we can get back to that, but quickly.
Oh, yeah, you
what
didn't
scope
answer that
is?
question at all.
Yeah.
What scope is like Golden Gloves? Is that like a global thing? Is that a?
The Golden Gloves is like, there's Golden Gloves, then there's basically the national championships. Then
So
from the
Golden
national
is
championships,
within the U.S.
Golden Gloves is New York.
Oh, it's
From
just
New York,
Okay.
then you go to the national Golden Gloves.
Yeah.
If you don't go to national Golden Gloves, that's okay. For the most part, when you go to the Golden Gloves, you're pretty much number one in New York.
Yeah.
And then you'll end up going to nationals. You go to nationals, you win nationals, you're on the world team. Then you go to, you either go to the world championships or you go to the Olympics. There's Olympic trials in between that too. And then the
What
Olympics.
about UFC?
So with UFC, you pretty much, you have like 3 to 5 fights in the amateurs. You go pro. Then you, depending on how well of a performances you have, you get noticed by people like Dana White or people that he knows. And you know, if you're lucky enough to get put on the Contender Series, like someone like Sean O'Malley, who ended up becoming world champion. Shout out Sean O'Malley. Or if you're on Looking for a Fight or one of those shows, you know, you get that recognition. You put on one hell of a performance, which it seems that's what they want. So I'm keeping that in mind too. Yeah, then you just get the opportunity. You got to seize the opportunity.
But this world champion fight would be within the UFC. It'd be a UFC fight, no?
Well, to be a world champion in the UFC, you got to work your way up. You don't just wake up. You don't just get in there and, for the most part, there's one guy, a Japanese guy actually. He fought for a world title with no UFC fights. He was the rising UFC.
He just challenged the title holder.
I'm not sure.
I'm
not sure the politics and the reasoning behind it, but that did happen once. Is it possible to happen again? Sure. I'd rather respectfully work my way up.
It's easier in the system.
Yeah.
Okay, so the jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, jiu-jitsu. I love jiu-jitsu. I've been training jiu-jitsu since I was a kid. I started at American Top Team in Florida, moved to New York. I was training at Marcelo Garcia's. Moved back to Florida for a while, still training at American Top Team with Master Bruno. I love shout out Master Bruno.
A lot of shout outs. Do you agree with the take that jiu-jitsu is kind of the most powerful form or the most necessary form?
I think wrestling's the most necessary form.
Okay.
But I think there's power in all aspects. If you don't know one aspect and you meet someone that does, if you don't know how to deal with that aspect, you might get taken out. Or you know, you're gonna. The best thing about martial arts is you're always gonna. No matter if you're good at everything or if you're good at one thing, even if you're good at one thing, you might be lucky enough to. The other guy might do something to you that you never saw before, and now you get to get better.
Yeah.
You know, it's all. I look at it like you always get the opportunity to get better. Whether you dominate or you might not get everything you wanted, you're gonna get better as long as you have the right mindset.
Yeah.
I like that. Can you teach us something? I like to learn. I mean, you've obviously taught us a lot about the sport, but tell me a little bit about the moves. Teach me something.
Oh man, my favorite move is the well, if we're thinking
Jiu-Jitsu World Championship. There you go.
Yeah, I competed in the World Championships in 2023. Yeah, that was a pretty cool experience. But as far as boxing, my favorite move, I love the uppercut, the right or the left uppercut.
Really?
What do you want?
Is
The right
that like
uppercut?
Uppercut feels like
a
it's gonna hurt
1-2
my
uppercut?
hand. I guess we're wearing gloves, so it's okay. But it just doesn't feel like as natural a spot to hit as opposed to just like boom, right in the jaw.
It depends on where you land. You could land it on the nose. You could land it on the chin.
On the nose. I feel like you'd kill somebody. Like the nose goes up into
It'll most likely make them bleed. At the very least, it'll make them tear up a little bit. That little tear can give you enough, can cause enough damage to make the guy hesitant, to make the guy not be able to see. You never know.
Okay.
You don't really know. But
all right, give me something.
the right or the left?
whichever one you prefer. And like be cool.
So,
but I want to know because I think it starts
cool.
hips, right? Like you drive with the hips is all I know.
So there's a lot of different concepts to this. If you're coming forward, if you're stepping back, depends on the momentum of you or the momentum of your opponent.
Gotcha.
Your opponent can walk right into something, or you can walk them right into something.
All right.
So let's do the right. I like the left too, but we can do the right.
All right. Okay.
So with the right,
here.
let's say I take a step back. Right? Like you're coming forward. I know you're coming forward.
Yeah.
Right? So I know you're gonna come forward right here. So when you come forward, I take a step back. Bam!
Oh.
my energy is just shooting up from the ground.
As he's moving into it.
Okay.
into the opponent.
All right, so I like that, but it's set up by your step back. Like when you walk back, you know the person's naturally gonna come forward, and you use that to just like surprise.
Yes, exactly. So I took the step back before your feet touched the ground. So I took the step back, your foot touched the ground. The moment your foot touched the ground, bam, it's coming. It's like a perfect timing kind of thing.
Uppercut, and this might be a misconception. I view the uppercut as followed through, but is it more like a jab uppercut?
I feel like you just leave yourself exposed if you did that.
Yeah, the way I was taught, the way I've developed it over the years, it's more of a right here. It's the energy. It's like right here.
I can feel it in you when you do it.
I'm glad. That's the whole point.
Yeah, you look like you have really fast hands.
Yeah. If you see
Can you give us a little bag action?
Well, I mean,
There's no bag.
I know, like a play bag.
what kind?
I just want to see how fast your hands move.
So, like if I'm throwing the uppercut.
That's scary.
It's terrifying.
Depends on all the scenarios. There's different scenarios.
That got me jacked the fuck up. I swear that
What about
got me jacked
BJJ?
up.
Are you like a chicken wing guy?
What do
Is
you
it
mean
called chicken wing, scorpion? I don't know. There's like a move where you like go like that. I don't know.
That's a Kimura. The chicken wing is more of a wrestling thing.
Okay.
The chicken wing is like when you have the guy's arm like this. But that's more of a wrestling thing. I guess it could work in MMA or jujitsu, depending on the situation and if you know what you're doing. But as far as jujitsu, I like arm bars. I really like arm bars.
I feel like arm bars are kind of a classic. They're just everybody knows what an arm bar is. Maybe not how to do one effectively, but I could identify and be like, yeah.
I never quite understood. I feel like when you arm bar, the dude's arm is on your cock, right?
But you're pushing forward with your leg.
Oh, it's more like on your pelvic bone.
Yeah, that's where you're getting the breaking pressure, either the pelvic bone or the leg, depending on the angle.
Right.
There's so many different types of arm bars, but I mean,
sometimes it's on your dick.
sometimes it is on your dick. Yeah.
Can you get out of one?
Can you get out of one? There's definitely, as there is ways.
You need to before it actually happens. Unless you're like insanely strong.
There's ways to get out of it before it happens, and there's ways to get out of it while it's happening. Ideally, you want to get out of it before it happens. Yeah.
And then while it's happening, you better hope you're in an MMA fight. You just like jab the guy.
Well, I mean, sometimes you're not that lucky. For the most part, if your arm is extended this way, your other arm is this way, their head is that way. So you're not realistically gonna
get him in the leg.
With all the momentum, all the energy that you're experiencing, if you're throwing a punch at someone's leg, it's really not effective. You're more so the best option is to try and put your weight towards the other guy,
or
in
to
different
lean
directions.
into breaking your arm, freak the guy out, and then BAM!
Yeah, I guess that can work.
Psychological.
That can work, like some Final Destination shit.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, break my fucking
Yeah,
arm.
I feel like that
your
happened
arm,
in,
your fucking bone comes out like, yeah, motherfucker.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not tapping out, bitch.
Yeah. I feel like didn't that happen in like the Warrior? You know the movie with two brothers that fight in the cage at the end?
Yeah.
It's one of my
I feel like
favorite movies.
He like
legit.
dislocated his shoulder.
Yeah.
It wasn't
Broke
exactly
the arm.
like that, but yeah, it was crazy.
Armbar. Broken
Anyway,
arm.
that's crazy.
The tap. Ryan, dude. Wow, that was a trip. Jeez, I feel like I was just in a fight. And I feel like I won. Not against
listen,
you.
man,
I feel like we were
listen.
fighting together.
Dancing.
I fuck with that, bro. Yo, what's your name, bro?
Bora.
Bora.
Yeah.
Bora. Ryan.
Ryan.
Word.
My man.
And you?
Jordan.
Jordan.
Yeah.
Yo, this is fun, bro.
Yeah.
I could be here all day, honestly. I got a
It's
movie.
a nice day. It's a nice day. Like, we're out here in the cold where it's like, no, you wouldn't be out here all day. You're kind of itching to get up sometimes. But right
Today's
now,
nice.
it's a beautiful day.
Yeah, so I don't even think it's gonna rain, honestly.
No.
Probably not.
It's a
Yeah.
comfortable ass couch too. I put this shit in my room.
Yeah. We're gonna be
not
able to
bad.
say that we had a world champion on our couch.
That's right.
We're gonna keep
Hopefully,
working hard,
let's
and
go.
we're gonna. I give every single moment of my life to this. I focus on. I'm constantly studying. I'm constantly analyzing. I don't think about nothing else throughout the day. I don't care about nothing else. Obviously, I love my family. I love my girlfriend. I love, the people in my life.
Shout out your girlfriend.
Yup. I gotta give you the shout out because I know if I don't, you're gonna kick my ass. But yeah, man. This is what I do, and if it's meant to be, it's gonna be, and maybe one day my face will be on that billboard
about
right
that?
there.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Go ahead, plug yourself real quick. Like, do you have something that you'd want people to follow you on? Or, I mean, the fight, obviously, what you say, June 20th?
June 28th. June 28th. Yeah, my Instagram is _ the Roaring Lion _1. I get the nickname the Roaring Lion from my great grandfather. He was known as the Roaring Lion in Colombia in the early 1900s. I guess he was a general in the military of some sort, and he just got that nickname.
That was a
And I used to call
cool-ass
myself
nickname.
the Lion. And during COVID, my dad showed me like this document about his grandfather, my great grandfather, and it said the Roaring Lion. So I was like, yo, that's fucking way cooler than the lion. So let me just adopt that. Like, I was like, I inherited that shit,
Yeah.
So we rolling with it, and I'm from Ozone Park. That's my neighborhood. That's where I'm from. And if you don't know where that is, when you watch me fight, you'll know the kind of energy that we bring.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Awesome.
yeah.
Dude, it
Yep.
was great having you on.
Thanks, Ryan.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
thanks for
This
taking a
is great
seat.
and inspiring. Good stuff,
you.
my friend.
Thank you.
Thanks for
Thank
having us. Or thanks for sitting down.
Word. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
You're good. Good
Yo,
luck
this
with
is
everything.
fun, bro. Thank you, man.